when we look at the source of the Nile, that place is called Kumara or Tamara. But that whole region is also called Ukara, Uranga, Ulanga. And you'll mark the two words, Mara and Kara. Mara is the universal goddess, the mother of all being. Kara is the son of this goddess, Mara. And that's why the primal African people called themselves Wakara, which means the people of light, the people of God, and the people of the sacred fire. But they also call themselves Vamara, the children of the Queen of Heaven, the children of the Queen of Heaven and Earth. Now, the African ancestry that originated in the area of the Great Lakes were called their ancestor Tapa or Pata, who is generally known as Ptah. And this Ptah is actually the creator god and ancestor of the African people. Now the question is, who was this Ptah? It is said that at the beginning there was nothingness. There was just the void. And out of this void came something unknown and unknowable. That something is what came to be called as Ptah. Now Ptah is described as therefore the self-begotten God, the first cause, the principle of principles, the God of gods. But this Ptah then manifested itself in 9 other principles. And these principles are also called a trinity of trinities, or simply the Ennead. Now this Ennead became the messengers of Ptah. Now Ptah plus the principles made out the number 10. And that number 10 represented the 10 principles or spiritual principles that emanated out of nothingness. And now these 10 principles also came to find expression in the word Amun or Amen. And if you break that word into its 4 parts, you find it is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is equals to 10. So the word Amun or Amen, which is used in various religions, actually stands for the totality of being, or the totality of the 10 principles that emanated from the African creator god Ptah. The first gods that were created in the area of the Great Lakes, that place is also called Gantu or Buntu, like in the word Bantu. Now these gods that were created in that area, they came to be known as the Shamshu Kara or Shamshu Hara, and they had a scribe and a messenger called Kemi or Ham, which is not the Ham in the Bible. That is the African Ham. Now that Ham was also called Tau Tau Harama. In Greek it's called Thought Hermes. So the wisdom of ancient Africa was written by Lord Kemi or Lord Thought Hermes. Now that Thought Hermes teaches us that there was a time where the Nile River overflooded. And when the Nile River overflooded, many primeval people were drowned. Others survived. One group went to Europe, another group went to Asia, another group went to Northeast Africa. So that region, which is Northeast Africa, came to be named after Lord Kemi, and therefore it was called Kem or Ham or Tashema. So the original Africans that came from the area of the Great Lakes who ran away from the flood came to be known as Hamites or Kemites. But these are not the same people as the Hamites of the Bible. These are African Hamites. And being a Hamite means a child of Ham, who was actually the word or the messenger of God Ptah. Now, the followers of this Kemi came to be known as Bonabakulu Abasekemu, the ancient ones of the land of Kemi. These people were also known as this Shamshu Hara, who moved into the country that we call the Sudan now, and others proceeded to Egypt, and they established ancient Ethiopia and ancient Egypt, and the two countries are divided by a line that goes through at the Aswan Dam. So you had the south being Ethiopia and the north being Egypt. But the whole country was now the land of Kemi, which means the land of black people or the land of the Ethiopians. But what is also important to note is that the name Ethiopia, contrary to what Western scholars are saying, is not a Greek word. It's an African word, atape. So Ethiopia is a corruption of an original African word, atape, which means the land of God Ptah. And the name Egypt, contrary to what the Western scholars say, is not a Greek word or an Arabic word. It's a corruption of an African word, Ha-Kapta. And Ha-Kapta means the land of the spirit of God Ptah. So the word Ethiopia and Egypt actually mean the same thing. So the original Ethiopians and the original Egyptians are not the people that inhabit the two countries today. Those people are the Aboriginal people of Africa. But of course today they intermixed with Semitic people from Yemen and Arabia. They interbred with Arabs from the north who conquered and settled in Egypt, and other Arabs who conquered the Sudan and settled there. So you have a completely new mix of people. But that is not important for now. Important is that the civilization that is called ancient Ethiopian civilization or ancient Egyptian civilization is of African, indigenous African origin, and it originated at the source of the Nile and migrated to Northeast Africa until it moved right up to the Cairo.